Hey, everyone. I hope that you all can hear me. I am still in mommy mode, trying to get my mini off to the airport, but unfortunately, and it is out of my hands, our flight has been delayed until 8:40. But guess what? The show must still go on. I am here. I am committed. I have dedicated myself to showing up for you guys each and every Sunday in the Sunday sit down, the space, the place, and the environment where we can come together, where we can live and be our most authentic selves, and where we can just change. I'm telling y'all, there's nothing wrong with changing. It really isn't. It's such a beautiful thing. It's an amazing thing. When we try not to fight it so much and when we try to let it happen, there's a lot of goodness, there's a lot of newness, there's a lot of growth that comes out of that experience. And there's a lot of us that is rooted in each and every experience of change that we have. And it gives us the space and the opportunity, I feel, to be able to, like the subject we're talking about tonight, like love the one you're with first. And I know some of you who are married and who are in relationships and those good things, like it's like, oh Lord, here goes another person talking about I need to love my husband, love myself, I need to love my girlfriend. But no, I'm not talking about none of that. Because if you don't love you how you need to love yourself, you will never love anyone else the way that they truly deserve to be loved, the way that God intended this thing called love to really look like and really exist. So the first thing I want to talk to y'all tonight about, and like I said, forgive me, and welcome to everyone to the Sunday sit down. It look a little bit different right now because I'm currently in the airport in a little ducked off spot to be able to come to you guys and still connect with you. Because I did miss last week's episode, but it was my daughter's birthday and I love that kid to death, y'all. I know that there are some of y'all parents, some of y'all moms out there that feel the same way. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your graciousness, for your kindness, for your understanding. But tonight we back at it because missing one Sunday, it's too much for y'all. Some of y'all, I don't want to catch you off guard. I don't want to interrupt your journey that you're on. So again, tonight we're talking about loving the one you're with first. And the one you're with first is you. When there is no one else around, there's always you. When you're going through what it is that you're going through and you feel like you're all alone, there may not be another human around, but there's always you and God. He's always where you are. But we talking about from the human aspect right now. If you don't love yourself how you need to, nobody else will. Trust and believe you, girl. I had to learn that one the hard way, and I don't regret it. There are still aspects of my life for other people that I do enjoy, how can I say it, participating in, or I do enjoy extending to people, but not everyone is worthy of the love that I know that I have for the people that are in my life. But I would do it from a sacrificial standpoint to where I never thought of me before now. I thought of everyone else, right? So in me thinking of everyone else for so long, it's like, well, who am I now? You know what I'm saying? And I've been through some very big life changes recently, and they're still ongoing. So the space of the Sunday sit down, my physical space, not just today, being at the airport right now. And I think this girl is about to practice her violin, so I hope that y'all can still hear me. I normally don't like to come like this. I'd be in my car or some other place where I can kind of control the vocal environment, but I got to do what I got to do when I am where I am, right? But I gave so much of myself to other people that I really didn't take the time to look at who I was becoming in each and every step of my journey of becoming a girlfriend, a fiance, a wife, a mom, um, growing up in life, becoming an adult first, my mom's child second. Like there was a lot of changes in my life that I didn't give value to. There was a lot that I didn't look at, and the one thing I didn't really notice was I had lost me. And when I really sit with it, I think back to, did I ever really know me? Did I ever really have me? Or did I only have a piece of what I thought that I was? So as of lately, since I've been back in Tulsa for these past 4 years, yes, time has flown by, and I've been back for 4 years. This 4 years has been a good 4 years. I've looked back at my journey recently, which led me to come up with the topic that, we're discussing tonight. And I realized I didn't really love myself as much as I should have. I didn't look at exactly how I loved myself and how that lack of love, it encompassed so many different things and it came from so many different places and spaces before I even knew what to call it, before I even knew that I felt like I didn't have it, before I even knew that I was being taken advantage of, the fact that I didn't have the level of self love that I needed for myself. Damage was still being done, an impact was still being had. And with the fact that I didn't look at it for myself, I, in turn, was the one that was actually allowing myself to be hurt. Now, y'all know me. I done talked about it before, and I'll talk about it 1,000 times. I used to be a love addict. And for people who are love addicts, like 9 times out of 10, there's an extension of love that we're looking for. We don't know where that lack of love is coming from. We don't even know that we even consider it that there's a lack of love. We just know that there's something that we're looking for. We want to be happy. We want to have love. We want to be healthy in all of our relationships. But if we're not healthy in the relationship that we have first, we're not healthy with the relationship that we have last. Like, you came into this world on your own, and you unfortunately go out on your own too. It don't matter what the situation is. It doesn't matter if there were other individuals that were involved in the same situation. Everyone's death is their own. And I'm not trying to be morbid. I'm just trying to put things into perspective of the topic that we're talking about, which is loving the one you're with first, yourself, because all of it has an impact. When you don't properly love yourself, the foundation that you have for love is automatically being built on a shaky ground. Like, it's crazy. I saw an IG video just the other day. One of my best friends showed it to me, and it was a girl, a lady. She was at a discussion, and she had the nerve to say she's been married for an extended period of time but has a side relationship. A woman has a side relationship. She wanted to know, how could she ask her husband of this extended period of time to be okay with the fact that she wanted to stay in her extended side relationship. Now, when I heard it, the first thing that came to my mind was, she don't love herself. And with the fact that she don't love herself, she don't love her husband either, and she really don't love this other person, and she is continuing to sow chaos wherever she goes because she won't sit with what her deficit is. She won't sit with the fact that her foundation is not as firm and as built, as solid as it really needs to be. But in being able to, because we all capable of this, we all capable of looking at everybody else's business and everybody else's mess and saying, oh, this person could have done this and this person could have done that, especially given the fact that it's not our own situation, right? But we have our own situation that ain't right, that ain't whole, that ain't where they need to be. But it is some people in this world who are so miserable that they refuse to look at exactly who they are, where they are, how they got there, how they allowed themselves to get there. There are a lot of you, my loving listeners, who are quick to blame other people for what goes wrong in your life. But before things even get to the space to where they go wrong with someone else, I kid you not, there is an element in that of where things went wrong for yourself. Maybe you should not have engaged in what little bit you felt like you engaged in with a specific person or a specific situation. Maybe there was a time where in your young adult life, maybe you lied about something and you thought it wasn't anything. You thought it wasn't going to catch up with you, but it's still an extension of you because it's words that came out of your mouth. It's the way that your heart felt. It is a piece of your foundation that you created an air pocket in. It's a piece of your foundation that you put that crack in. It's a piece of your foundation that, now I'm not a construction worker, but I know a little bit about a little bit. Okay. It's that part of your rebar in the foundation of your life. The rebar is what reinforces the structure of your foundation. Maybe there was something lacking in your rebar. Maybe there was something that wasn't as strong as it needed to be to support the full capacity of what it was meant to, because you did something to compromise it. Oh, word. I'm sorry. Like I said, I don't rehearse these things. I just talk to y'all. Where the spirit moves me is where the spirit moves me. But I say all of that to understand, to help you to be able to hopefully understand that your foundation, it impacts your interactions with others. Let's think of it this way. So when you're building a house, you have the foundation that must be poured, you have the foundation that must be set, you have the foundation that must be strong in order to hold up everything else that's been built on top of it. Everything else is like, in this analogy, we're gonna say these are the rooms in your house, right? So, I don't know if you've ever looked at home improvement shows or maybe in your home itself, there's been something in your home that has collapsed. Maybe a wall fell in, maybe the ceiling came down, whatever the case is. If your foundation is not strong enough, if your foundation is not set, if your foundation is not level, everything that you build on top of that foundation is set to crumble. You are the foundation. Your value, your system of self love, what you put into it, that's your foundation. But a lot of you are letting so many other people be the architects of your foundation that you don't even realize how you love leads to how you'll be loved. And tonight we just talked about self love. So, how you love yourself, the things that you do for yourself, the things that you do to yourself, the things that you pour into yourself, the things that you allow and don't allow for yourself, those very things are the things that other people are gauging how they are going to interact with you. And you cannot later on down the road find yourself getting upset because Ray Ray did this or Taquisha did this. What did you allow them to do? Or what did you yourself do to make them feel like it was okay to do whatever it was that they did to try your sense of self love and to try your sense of self worth? Because if you stand tall, if you stand firm on business of who you are, stand on your standards. It's okay to have standards, people. It's okay to live by those standards, and it's okay to expect other people to also live by the standards that you set for yourself when it comes to their interactions with you. But if you're going to give passes, if you're going to make concessions, then what's the point in telling other people, hey, like, Nah, I don't do that, but then you do it. Because you allow them to do it. They're just like me, and we're about to talk about barriers in a minute. But one of my non-negotiables when it comes to interacting with other people is communication. There is literally, I don't even know right now how I'm feeling. There is nothing that nobody can say that is literally going to hurt my feelings when they try to tell me something about me because they don't know fully about me. Nobody knows 100% of who I am, where I am. There is one who ain't even on this earth who got my back like no other. My energy. But on this earth, there are some people who know the things that I have experienced. There are people on this earth who know the things that I have done. But because of the love that I have for myself first, because of the love those people have built within our relationship, those people will never try to get me to feel like the way I feel about myself is all the way wrong. Now, if my behavior ain't on point, okay, yeah, they'll check me on that, which is cool, which is what I welcome, which is what they should be doing. But if anybody out there is trying to tell me what they know about me, hmm, okay, I'm glad you may have observed that. But if you're not around me 24/7, if you're not in my head, if you're not in my heart, if you're not in my body, if you're not in my life, that's just an observation. That doesn't mean you can tell me about me. Try Jesus, don't try me. Because in you trying to convince me of something that I may be doing, or you feel like I may be doing, or for you to try to convince me of a way that you feel like I am, not taking the time to know me, not truly investing in who I am, not communicating with me to understand how I get down, you don't know me. See, I said it best. You might see me in the streets of play, you don't know me. You might holler when you speak. She don't know me. Like for real. And I ain't got nothing to hide. I don't. But the love that I have for myself has to come first before anything that anyone else may have to say to me. And I'm okay with that. And the reason I'm okay with that is because there are some barriers that I have had to overcome on my own as a result of my experiences with some of you people in my life. And it's okay. I don't have no hard feelings. I'm not mad at you. Like, I don't know, this whole episode, sorry, maybe about songs. Fox said it best. I ain't mad at you. I'm not, because y'all showed me what I needed to see. But in uncovering my own barriers and what I lead my clients to be able to understand is if you feel like someone else has done something to you, what don't you love about yourself? And I'm not saying that everything that you've been through in life is a result of someone doing something to you, but it could be a result of what don't or didn't you love about yourself to enter into the space, to enter into the energy of that position that you were in. Because if you were healing, because if you were whole, because if you were strong, because if you loved yourself, there are a lot of things that you would not have engaged in, and there are probably many more things that you would not have let other people try to make you engage in. And then to go even deeper, like what caused you to not love yourself the way that you may have needed to in order for that person to try whatever it was that they tried with you? Was it maybe a past trauma? Maybe it was a family situation that you never healed from. Maybe it was a family situation that was never spoken on. Maybe it was just an absence of a key. person, a key conversation, a key way of thinking that you just didn't have. Maybe society put that on you. Maybe you don't love yourself enough, or maybe there's something that you don't love about yourself because society told you who you are is not enough. How God created you is not beautiful enough. Your mind is not good enough. Your heart don't mean nothing. You just here for one thing and one thing on whatever it is. Society ain't right. It's not. Maybe a barrier to your self love is you're operating at a lower frequency. Maybe there's an experience that you have had here lately and you're in the process of healing from it. So you don't feel the best about yourself right now, and that's okay. That's right now. Whoever you are, that ain't forever. Trust and believe me. I am a living witness. 2 years ago, that's what happened. I was in my process of healing. I was in my process of settling. I was in the process of my process of figuring some things out. And I thought I was good. I thought I could handle it. I thought I was looking for nothing really, but I just felt like I was open. Y'all have to forgive it. Okay, I'm back, y'all. Sorry, I'm on my phone. Amber Alert went off. Hope that they find the person that is missing. But what I was saying was, yeah, I was there 2 years ago. It's like, oh, okay, I feel open. I feel like I could see what's up. And I saw what's up, and it was just like, no. And in the beginning, it was like, oh, well, how could this person? And I don't understand. And then revelation came, and it was like, it's because I did it. It's because I felt like I was open to an outwardly experience, but I needed to be more open to the inner one. I needed to figure out what I want my life to look like with God at the helm. I needed to figure out what I wanted to get into dancing. I want to get back into horseback riding, like what I fell into what I had previously known and wasn't able to identify as a barrier. I fell into what felt like from it was familiar. And I mean, I went through it. The experience is done. I have the lessons from it that I need. And there are still certain parts of it that I will be honest with you guys that I'm still a little bit unpacking, but it no longer has anything to do with that individual and everything to do with me. Because when you learn a lesson when it comes to self love or lack thereof, once you truly learn the lesson and you're healing, then you know how to be able to take what you need for you and leave everything else in the space of where it was. And in doing so, now I'm in a space where I am cultivating more self love, figuring out how do I feel love? How do I give love? And how do I want to receive love? So, like I said earlier, doing the things for me that ultimately, like in the future scope of my life and hopefully your life too, and listening to this is what you will hold other people to and you will come to expect other people to do for you. And it should come as automatic. Because if we all love ourselves, like really love ourselves, child, some people in this world, they don't. They say that they do. They say that they love other people, and they really try to show that to the best of maybe their ability or their capacity at that time. But when you sit back and you look at it, some of the things that these people be doing will tell you that they don't even love themselves. So if they don't love themselves, how in the heck Are they ever gonna love you? Really? But I started a journey of cultivating self love for myself by engaging in affirmations. I don't do them so much now, but I was able to recognize that I needed to have a space of self talk for myself. And yes, it is a guided affirmation, but I hear it in my own voice, not the voices coming out of the person's YouTube channel. So then I began to um, like hear my voice first, and it gave me the courage to feel comfortable with speaking my voice to myself. I can speak my voice to everybody else all day, and I don't know if some of y'all can agree with this, but it becomes difficult for us to speak our truth and speak the level of truth that we need to ourselves. But I started mine with affirmations, and then beyond affirmations, it was just stepping into the spaces and the places where I wanted to be and wanted to explore, but at the same time, do it in a safe way. Do it in my safe way. Do it because it was for me. Do it because it would make me happy. Do it because there wasn't anyone else necessarily that was involved in facilitating what it was that I wanted to be able to promote self love for me. Even taking care of myself a little bit more, like just making sure that my nails are done, making sure that my hair is done, making sure that I'm very big on like oral hygiene, so brushing teeth, pulling oil, like all of that, all of those things speak to how I promote my level of self love to myself. Oh, and then, just being able to engage in conversation or read books or read movies or just, fill myself up with knowledge. Those are the ways that I can say that I, for sure, for myself, promote self love. And I don't care what anyone else has to say. If you feel like I think too much, you think too less. And you ain't supposed to be around me anyway. Right. And being honest with myself that, like, not everyone is meant to be around me. Not everyone is meant to understand me. And the people that don't understand me, the people that don't value me, the people that don't see this bomb black girl magic, child, that's on y'all. That ain't got nothing to do with me. And I used to feel bad about having to lose people because of the way that I am. But God didn't intend my life to be one of thinking that because I lost something or because I lost someone that honestly wanted to lose me, that there's anything wrong with it. I had to have more self compassion for myself to say, you know what? I tried and tried and tried and tried. And then I tried and tried and tried and tried some more. But you can't make something work in dealing with another person if that other person does not also want to make it work. And it's okay to let it go. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be crass. You don't have to be extra. You don't have to engage in the same level of behavior that they do. Child, if they want to be gone, trust me, when you activate that self love superhero power, let them leave. Because every time they think that they leave, and now this is when you're truly a genuine and good person. There are some of you who would say, "Oh yeah, she's speaking the truth because that happened to me." But sometimes people have to leave you because you're not so good of a person. So my child keep trying my patience. I don't be liking her to. We at the airport, and I don't be liking her to like go off too far from where I can see her. I don't know if it's the mama and me, how this world be operating, whatever the case may be. She ain't back in 2 seconds. Best believe y'all finna see me go fetch her. But yeah, I had to get real honest with myself. And in my level of honesty, I also had to give myself compassion and grace because sometimes some of the things that go wrong in my experiences of loving myself, they honestly didn't have nothing to do with me. Well, like that, but it has something to do with me for putting my value of self love in someone else. It's self love. If you don't love yourself first, you can't truly love somebody else. And then the last way that I cultivated self love was by making a plan. Now, this ain't a rigid plan. This ain't a, oh my God, if it don't happen, it's the end of the world. I'm all on myself, stuff like that. Like the song say, we fall down, but we get up. And in getting up after writing a plan and something does not go according to plan, that's still practicing self love because you're pulling yourself up, you're picking yourself up, you're lifting yourself up, you're recognizing that, okay, what I wanted to happen, it didn't happen. That doesn't mean that it's the end. You ain't done with me yet. You ain't done with my life yet. Like, I just have to refigure some things out, figure out what's best for me, and see where it is that I'm intending to go. There's a whole lot in my life right now y'all don't know about that just ain't right. It ain't in alignment. It ain't where I want it to be. It ain't where if y'all knew half of what was going on, like really going on, y'all be like, oh my God, like how is she able to keep going on? How is she able to keep pushing forward? How is she still coming to us each and every Sunday? And it's honestly because I love myself too much not to. And in the love I have for myself, there are truly some genuine people out there. Don't say no names because the list, it ain't long, but some of y'all may feel like y'all own it. And if y'all not, if you find out that you not, then your feelings is gonna get hurt. And it's not my intention to hurt people's feelings. It's really not. Does that happen in this space of coaching and having honest conversation? Oh, it most certainly does. But as a part of love, that's a part of growth, that's part of what needs to happen. Because in loving the one you're with first, them boundaries got to come. They have to happen. Setting boundaries should never be done in pursuit of punishment. Trill OG said it. Your boundaries are for you to get comfortable with, and everyone else should follow suit after that. But if you're not willing to stick to the boundaries, if you're not willing to set exactly what the boundaries are, you at a loss, Steven. For real, for real. So y'all want to know some practical ways to set them boundaries? Figure out what you, number one, figure out what you want the rest of your life to look like. Once you do that and build them boundaries around what you want the rest of your life to look like, oh, it'll look all the way different. If you feel like someone is engaging in a certain level of behavior that you know your future self is not comfortable with or ain't gonna get down with, then your present self needs to not be comfortable with it or get down with it. And it's okay. Anything that needs to be pruned as a result of the boundaries that you set for yourself, your tree, your bush, your spirit of life will be that much more greater, that much more bigger, and it'll be much more at peace once you start to set those boundaries. What makes you happy? What can you do or what are you doing in your life right now that you can say, you know what, when I do this, like I feel love, I feel happiness, I feel peace. Like what are those characteristics about your life that you want? Like, given everything that I've gone through, and this is another reason why I don't trip. I do, but I don't. I honestly, with a specific situation that I went through, I honestly asked for the peace that passes all understanding. And when I tell y'all that I have it, I was just specifically asking about it for that one situation. But God saw fit to give it to me in my life as a whole. And now that I truly have that peace that passes all understanding, baby, little Nas X, y'all can't tell me nothing. You can say it, but it has no power over here. It's not sticking over here because the peace that God gave me, my self love is rooted in that. I worked hard to get to this point. And I'm okay with where I am. And I'm hoping that you guys will be able to get to that point as well. For real, for real. And then talk to yourself kind. Be nice to yourself. If you don't know how to do that, come work with me and we'll figure out how to get you to yourself, more kind to yourself, more understanding with yourself. Like you are a spiritual being currently going through a human experience. You ain't gotta have it all figured out. You never will have it all figured out. Even when you are on your last breath, there will still be some things that you don't have figured out. But if you learn how to talk good to yourself now, when you are on your last breath, you'll be like, all right, we did the best that we could do. We love the best that we could love. We were the kindest, gentlest, nicest person that we could be, and we're okay with it. There ain't nothing wrong with being able to say all of that because you're still speaking on who you are. You're still speaking on, and if you practice it now, it's the same language then that you will have spoken over your life as a whole. So a man thinketh, so he feeleth. Women too. Talk to yourself better. Practice positive self talk. If someone says something negative to you or something negative about you, turn it into a positive. And you don't have to explain yourself. If somebody gonna be out here willing to listen to the foolishness that somebody else got to say about you, and you know it ain't got nothing to do with the price of tea in China, bump them. Let them go get that Chinese tea somewhere else, and you just live your life. Let your character shine through like light in the moments where people try to put you in the darkness. Like I have a I have a partner in business, and we're currently getting ready to release some t-shirts, right? Because too many of y'all been asking me for it, and they just come. But there's a t-shirt, and it says, "You left me in the darkness, but forgot I am the light." Woo! Oh man, that would hit something terrible because it does speak to who I know I am. I am light. Even when I have to let someone go, even when I have to let someone drift off into their own darkness or into their own deep, my light shines as long as that person in their perspective allows my light to shine. But even when they feel like it's not shining anymore, guess what, baby? It is shining. It's just no longer shining on you, or it's no longer shining in your direction. But it's because you made it that way. Or it had to be that way because I love myself way too much. I love my light way too much to let anybody else darken it. I don't care who it is, family, friends, it don't matter to me. Everybody can get it. Y'all better ask my daughter because the only way I was able to come to that point was I had to activate a totally different level of mindfulness when it came to how people are maneuvering in this world. I love y'all, but some of y'all is insistent on being on that foolishness. And I can't count all the ways and different types of foolishness that people are willing to be on and don't really need to be on. But let me be the first to tell you, if that's what you want to be on, then baby, be on that, but be on that by yourself. Because I love myself too much. I love the future version of my life that ain't even came to pass yet. And given your behavior, you're not even gonna be involved in it coming to pass. And I gotta accept that. But at the same time, hey, like they say on the airplane, I gotta put my mask on first. Maybe you'll just go out the window. I don't know, but I try to help you to a certain extent. But if you fight me because you in a panic, if you fight me because your life is full of chaos, if you fight me just because you don't know no other way, I don't have the energy, gangster. Okay, for all of that, we too grown. But like I said, I had to put myself in a space of an activated level of mindfulness. And the best way that I knew how to do that was to be present. I spent too much of my life not understanding, not realizing, not paying attention to. I wasn't living my life. I was around, things were happening. There's a lot of memories that I have with certain people. Even my daughter, she just earlier, and she was like, "Mama, you remember when we did this and we did that?" And I'm like, "No." She's like, "You don't remember that?" And she's still steady trying. Like, girl, it's not coming to recollection. It's not coming to the forefront of my mind. My cousin, she's like that too, because we've been going to school since we was younger, and she's like, "You remember such and such?" And I'm like, "No, how you don't remember?" Because I don't. I wasn't present in those moments. I was just going through the motions. But now I'm present and I'm mindful, and I am intentional about knowing myself on a deep level. Because if I know myself on a deep level, then I'm always going to be aware of how other people are able to see me. I'm always going to be able to be aware of how this lovely light of mine that I have, how I let it shine. You know the old school song? But I also had to get into spaces of doing things that I had never done before. Meditation. For me, meditation, I get to a quiet space. I either lay on my floor, I previously had carpet, or Uh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to find a new way to do it now, but I used to like previously lay on my floor and just let my body rest, give it a moment to just be calm and be still. And whatever came to me, I'd let it come. And the time and the space that I allowed it to, and then once that time and space was called to an end, it stayed where it was. Also, prayer. Prayer is a very good outlet. It is a very good means for me to be able to be mindful of who I am, who I've been called to be, what it is that I have, the covenant that I'm supposed to have with people, the lessons that I need to learn when players mess up. Because I do, I'm human too. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm coming to you guys with a humblest heart because I want you to be able to experience what it is that I experience in whatever way you get there. Whether it's meditation, whether it's prayer, whether it's affirmations, whether it's God, whatever it is, I just want you to get to a space to where you are happy, where you are comfortable, and where you are intentional about loving the one you're with first. And if you're just now coming in and tuning in, let me spoiler alert. The title, Loving the One You're With First, it ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. It has everything to do with just you. Love you. Love your curves and all your edges. Like, told you this whole night might just be about songs, but it's true. You need to tell yourself that all of you loves all of you, all your curves and all your edges, everything, because everything that you have, it was given to you by God. And with it being given to you by God, like to love yourself, for me, I have to love God first because God created everything that I am. God created everything that I have. He is my provider. He is my conqueror. He is the one that goes to battle for me when I don't have the capacity or the knowledge or the wherewithal to go for go to battle for myself. In those moments where I am feeling, let's say, self love has a meter of 110, and my meter may currently be not now, but I'm saying in sake of what we're talking about, it may be at a 6. I ain't never let it go below a 5. Child, we done did that. Mm-mm. No more, no more. I honestly won't let it go below a 7. And if it goes at a 7, it's because I just have so much that's going on at the same time. But even in those moments, I have to slow down and really look at what God has given me, what God has done for me, what God has told me, and refill my self love tank up back to a 10 and let it stay there, like lock it into that position because I cannot feel like I cannot feel like I can say I truly love myself without having the love of God, knowing that He'll do anything for me, knowing that nothing in my life is too impossible for Him, knowing that He will never leave nor forsake me, knowing that He is giving me this beautiful little girl down there, knowing that He has blessed me with everything that He has blessed me with, that He has pulled me through literally everything that He has pulled me through, and everything that He continues to pull me through. Y'all have no idea. And y'all really aren't supposed to, but please, please, please take it from my testimony because He loved me first, because He will leave 99 just for me, because He gives me everything beyond what I even think, ask for, or can imagine, because He loved me. I also love me. For me, prayer literally was the one thing that unlocked my higher purpose and allowed me to be able to find myself in the process. Because I don't know if you guys remember, but in my last therapy experience with my therapist, Dr. Khan, shout out to him. He will forever be an integral part of my life and my journey. He had me write a letter when I was processing through dealing with my abandonment challenge, right? And so dealing with that and the method in which he made me do it, it was I needed to write a letter between my 11-year-old abandoned self and my, at that time, 40-year-old self and see what unfolded. And 11-year-old Nicole, like one of the first things that she said was, is anybody there? I ain't gonna be up here crying in this airport, but feeling like there wasn't anyone there and knowing that the God I serve is always there. It didn't have anything to do with God Himself. And it had everything to do with the fact that I didn't have a sense of self love for myself. 11-year-old Nicole saying, is there anyone there? 40-year-old Nicole responded and said, I'm here. To which 11-year-old Nicole said, where are you? I can't see you. At some point in my life, I was operating in a space of darkness when it came to my own sense of self love. I will admit that. And it was the type of thing to where I had that experience from the time I was 11. So from 11 to what really maybe about, I think 36, yeah, 36, 37. To carry that for so long and not even know that it was there to not even recognize or realize that I didn't love myself enough, that I didn't know what self love should be like. I don't want any of y'all to be like that. I don't want any of your children to have to go through that. I don't want my now 11-year-old daughter to have to go through that. So I'm going to take what I now know and knowing how and that I do love the one I'm with first. I'm going to make sure that she has the same experience. Because when you know better, hopefully you'll do better. Man, it's been a real good conversation. I want you guys to come back and join me. So I'm on a mission to try to make whole people, right? And I'm not saying that y'all not whole now. Um, but what I'm saying is there might be information, there might be knowledge, there might be experiences that are lacking in your life that are preventing you from being a more whole person. So I hope you guys come back and join me next Sunday where I will have one of my financial experts joining me, Mr. Terrence Jones. He has agreed to come in and join me and start providing good information to touch base with you guys on just being able to get your finances in order, especially to all my small business people. Like next Sunday, you don't want to miss this conversation with him because he has a journey that he's wanting to take you and your finances on to be able to help you all out. Like I said, I want to be able to get you guys connected with good people that have been beneficial in my life so I can give you a testimonial. If they good, they good. If they bad, they bad. I'm be trying to spread no bad information on this on this platform. But no, he has been my tax specialist for the past I don't know, maybe like 10 to 12 years. So if I haven't been with him that long, y'all may need to give him, a little bit of your time, a little bit of your ear, and a little bit of your attention and focus. But yes, next Sunday, we will be talking about taxes and finances and just some small business conversation to help all my business people elevate their businesses and just do it better. Not to say you're doing anything wrong now, but just when you know better, hopefully you'll do better. So I love each and every one of y'all. Me and my little one up here, we finna grab something to eat in this airport, and hopefully her flight takes off when it's supposed to. But if y'all have any questions, concerns, or any topics that you'd like to discuss or have me discuss, feel free to send me a message. If you have my number in real life, hit me up. I'm always open to talk about those things. Please make sure that you like, follow, subscribe, share, and spread the word. And before I go, really, 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 I want to say thank you to each and every one of you who took the time to watch the last conversation at the beginning of this month with Miss Shantae Nicole about dating after divorce. Y'all, we hit over 1,000 views. What? 1,000 views. Y'all did that for us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Keep tuning in, keep watching, keep spreading it, keep giving us subject matter that y'all want to talk about or y'all want us to talk about because the couch is always ready to have a visitor on it. And who knows, maybe that visitor may just be you. So I love each and every one of y'all, and I look forward to sitting down with you again next Sunday on the Sunday Sit Down with yours truly, Nicole LaTreece. And as always, please go out, have a good life filled with real love and all of the above.